screen.
Find some place to escape this cold. Too cold to think.
Oh snap, the homie Glass in the chat. What's going on, man? Not much, bud. Funny caveat, you're the only person who calls me by my last name. People get real comfortable with the J. It's like, no, you were always the one like, oh no, Reed. So it's like, nah, that's a nice touch. I dig it. Let me not die of hypothermia out here. I was actually gonna go hunting for deer, but it got too cold. So I'm gonna go back to small house. So this is a survival game called The Long Dark. It's actually in early access right now on Xbox. It's like, when I say like simulation, I mean like really simulation. Like, it tracks everything. Calories, how cold or warm you are. You have to manage like your health, sleeping and eating, drinking water. So like the problem I'm facing right now is I've kept this guy alive in the game for 12 days. 12 in-game days, but I'm nearly out of food. I have a little bit of food, but I'm running out of like resources, so I have to like go back out into the game world and find new stuff, which I've done a couple of times in this save. But it's like a persistent challenge because just like think of like The Martian, think of like The Walking Dead, but take out Mars, take out the zombies. It's like you gotta constantly find new resources, and when you run out of stuff, you gotta go back out into the world and find new stuff. And at times you gotta take the L. So it's like right now I'm about to eat this dog food. Guys gotta eat. And I have fish, but I can't cook it. And I can eat it raw, but I run the risk of getting food poisoning from eating raw food. I've actually already gotten food poisoning, and it took like 4 in-game days to be able to shake. So it's like I'm like kind of sensitive. I don't want to go that route again. I don't have any water too, which is the other big problem. So I'm extremely thirsty, but I mean, I'm surrounded by ice, so I can get water at some point, but I'm pretty like low on everything. Yeah, it's called The Long Dark though. It's a really good game, but it's like really like what they call inside baseball, so it's like most people, it's like this is going to be a little bit too technical to be able to get into. But this is like, I'm like into simulation stuff, so this is like right up my alley. Okay, so I'm like extremely thirsty. No toilet water to take, so I can't drink that. Gotta go back out into the cold. Again, like I said, this is a really, really like challenging game because you gotta constantly make tough decisions. So I'm pretty much out of food. I'm completely out of water. I found a gun last time I played this, which I have now, which is nice, which is a nice touch. Just means I don't have to worry as much about animals anymore. Bears and wolves and stuff, I now have a defense, but the challenge is like that's not going to mean anything to me if I die of starvation or dehydration, which you can. There's like 300 ways you can die in this game. Previously I came out here to try to hunt some deer and I got too cold and I started to lose health from extreme cold, so I had to go back in. So again, it's like the other thing in this game too is you gotta constantly fight against the weather. It's like at times there's like snowstorms and blizzards that you have to fight against, which is like a challenge. In parts of this ice, there's frozen ice that you can fall into as well. I actually had that happen to me last time I played this. I fell into some ice. All my clothes got wet and I had to change clothes because it's like, you know, it's a simulation game, so even that stuff affects you. Let's see what's in here. Firewood, I'll take it. Ooh, perfect. I'll be able to use the hook for ice. Yeah, it actually is the Revenant is actually a really good comparison in terms of like the image aesthetic. I mean, I think the difference is that I think this is set in like like Canada somewhere, and I think the Revenant is like Wyoming or Washington or something during like the early 1900s. But no, I mean it's super similar.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
So the perfect thing is now that I have a proper fire, I can actually cook some of the stuff I have. I can cook some fish, I can make some tea, so this is perfect. It's a start. I still gotta figure out my water problem, but one step at a time. No, the funny thing, I actually just watched The Revenant, rewatched it maybe like a week or two ago. Yeah, it was a great movie. Beautifully shot.
Seems so crazy right now.
Perfect. Now I can melt snow, and now I officially have water. No, the funny thing is actually you can melt snow. I just did. That's the irony. Yeah. No, again, it's a simulation survival game. They thought of pretty much everything. Any book or newspaper I can have, I can use to fuel my fire. Just like real life, your fire, depending on what you're using to start it and what's fueling it, will determine how long it lasts. So you see it in the corner, it actually tells me I have 24 minutes with this fire, and it's giving a degree of how long it'll last and how much heat it's producing. I can boil my water, which I'm about to do so I can make it healthy. Oh, this is perfect though. We've officially solved our water solution. Field dressing your kill. Sorry, you gotta go. Or maybe not. Wait, we'll melt some more snow. Food is pretty important, but water is probably the most important thing you can have in this game overall, just because it's like you'll find candy bars and stuff all over the map, but it's a little bit harder with water when you're like, if you don't find something like a stove like this that you can take advantage of, it's really hard to just get water. You're usually not going to just find it, so this is quite clutch, as they say. Yeah, we'll melt some more snow. Again, we need as much water as possible. Take inventory, let's see where we're at. Okay, so I have 2 liters of clean water and I have about a little bit under 9 liters of unsafe water, so
I need to find something to drink.
Find more. I have to find more wood so I can burn it, so I can clean more of the water I have. Because again, just like anything else, if I drink the unsafe water, that'll have negative impacts on health. Again, I learned the hard way last time I played when I eat raw meat consistently, so won't make that mistake again. Oh, if I had fishing tackle, I could ice fish. Oh wow. Wow, this looks gorgeous. This is the first time I've seen it since they actually put a new patch in like a week or 2 ago that like overhauled large parts of it. So this particular sunrise or sunset, whatever this is the first time I've seen it. It's pretty gorgeous. Alright, so now we're gonna find some firewood and then we're gonna go back there. We'll try some of these other huts that are laying around here. For anyone wondering, no, you cannot sprint in this game, which is like the only annoying thing. I mean, it's effective in the sense, like, in terms of like the gameplay and the tone. It's like slow, plodding, and methodical, so you kind of like feel that because you can't just like sprint. You feel like very like weighted, but it's like annoying when you gotta go to something that's like 30 yards in the other direction and you gotta like slowly walk over to it. It's effective though. I don't mind too much. Okay, so we're officially fed and we're officially hydrated. Yeah, because this is what's called sandbox mode. When they finish up what's called the story mode, then the game's gonna come out officially and it'll have an official price. If you get it in early access, you get it for a reduced price or whatever. So in sandbox mode, if you die, you just, like GTA or anything else, you just start a new character and it spawns you somewhere randomly. Because you can actually pick. There's like 6 or 7 different locations, and then you can pick which one to start in, and then different ones connect to other ones, but you can still pick which one you want to start in. and then whatever one you pick, it'll spawn you somewhere random in the world, and then you gotta just go figure it out. Go find food, go find water, go find shelter, all that stuff.
I could make something with this.
But like I said, this particular, because I actually have a couple of different saves, this particular one is significant because I've kept this guy alive for it's probably amounting now to like 10 in-game days, so that's crucial. Yeah, I gotta go find wood.
Is it food or
stale granola bar? I'll take it. But yeah, so to answer it flatly, yeah, pretty much I mean, you have to start a new character, but you do just restart. Alright, so we're gonna see if I can hit this deer from here. Don't tell me I don't have any bullets. I don't have any bullets. I was so happy to finally have a rifle, and I don't have any bullets for it. That's kind of disappointing. Alright, so it's starting to get dark, obviously, so yeah, whatever I'm gonna do, I gotta, like, figure it out. Again, all is well in the world, though, because now I have water, so now my death isn't necessarily imminent, so that's certainly, like, a place to start. When I started this stream, I didn't have any food, and I didn't have any water, so we've come a long way. In about 20-25 minutes, we now have drinkable water, cooked food, cooked canned food. So, yeah, we're in a good place. But I would still preferably like to find some firewood, boil some more of this dirty water I have.
This'll come in handy.
Alright, so it's gonna be a long walk, but I gotta go. It's right in front of me. I'm gonna walk back up to my little cabin that's up there and sleep. Again, this first expedition was quite successful. Got water, cooked some stuff, so we're in a much better position. Now I can go back up to the cabin and sleep. And since I'm on the ice, I shouldn't have to worry about wolves, definitely not bears. So, we should be good. Pretty embarrassed that I don't actually have bullets for the gun I was so happy to have. I've had this game in early access for a little bit under 2 years, and I've never even been able to find a rifle to pick up, and then I finally find one and I'm excited to use it because it doesn't have any bullets. So, that hurt, but, you know, it happens. Would have been a lot more pressing if I had tried to use it in like a combat situation, so it worked out that I was only hunting a deer. Fitbit's telling me to move. Shut up, Fitbit. I'm streaming. No, it's definitely not No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, in what they imagined it to be, is like a poor man's version of this kind of a game. It's like this kind of a game. I mean, there's tons of games like this on PC. There's actually a few now on Xbox. Like Elite Dangerous is like the closest thing right now to like No Man's Sky, Astroneer. There's other games like No Man's Sky that do the things that No Man's Sky wanted to do much better. And it's like I had really high hopes for that game. I was excited about it. I'm sad to see what it turned into, but you know, it's like 4 guys making it in a basement, so you know, it happens. But no, yeah, this is definitely not No Man's Sky. This is like an actual game. And I think one of the bigger problems that faced No Man's Sky when it was in its development is really the fact that they didn't do what this is doing. Like I said, this isn't officially released yet. Like you can't go, I mean you can go buy it on the Xbox store, but like I said, it's technically in early access. So it's like if No Man's Sky had come out in some kind of an early access form and fixed all of its problems and improved, and then did an official release, it might have been able to be what it wanted to be, you know, out of the gate. And that's, you know, that's why like a lot of games now are doing early access, like DayZ on PC. Minecraft did early access for 2 years before it officially came out, I think. So it's like, you know, that's why so many games go that route. Because it's just like, you know, having people play your game in real time and help you figure out what works, what doesn't work, what can be improved, what's broken, etc. All those things just, you know, make for better games. So I think the fact that this has been in early access has really helped the game. Like I said, they just did like a huge update to it last week, I want to say. So it's like they do different sized updates to this all the time, and it's constantly been getting better and better. Like this, none of this used to be here. When I first started playing this was actually like almost like a point and click adventure game, which I really liked about it, but I actually really also liked the improvements. The user interface and everything else is like a lot cleaner now. It's a lot more efficient, a lot easier to play. And we've officially made it home. But yeah, I think in general, like I said, I think early access really helps games development, because I think it really helps studios get a better game developed before they have to like put it out to the masses. Because even with a lot of like the early access stuff I've played, particularly this, it's not like I've run into a bunch of bugs or like any kind of problems with it. Really just the biggest thing is they're just like adding stuff. These are all wet clothes I tossed on the ground previously. But yeah, Glass, if you look in the little left corner, those are all of my like pertinent stats. So you see, like right now, I've done a pretty good job, so they're all pretty much full. But that, when you're playing this game, that's the stuff you pretty much have to worry about. Are you well rested? Are you warm? Are you not hungry? And are you not dehydrated? Like those are like the 4 things you have to. And then of course there's like calories and stuff too. Which is another really cool thing about this game. I've actually learned a lot about like the importance of calories and like how many calories you want to keep in your body just from playing this game, and like you know, from like being in like the simulation survival game, walking for long periods of time and everything like that. You know, you burn a lot of calories, and it's like when you can't keep a certain amount of calories in your body, it's like dangerous. Like in this game, I find myself eating stale granola bars, moldy bread, raw fish, toilet water. I mean, again, this is really masochistic experience. Like I said, this is not for the faint of heart, but like I said, it is really interesting. Oh my gosh, look at that skybox. This game, this art style is just like the most gorgeous thing. I just don't remember if this is the one I used before to melt snow, so we'll see in a second. There's like a bunch of these little like pillbox houses out here.
Well, thank goodness for that.
Again, the key here, the mistake I can't make is I can't eat too much and drink too much. I'm like terrible at that in this game, as I end up using too many of my resources too soon, and then I run out of stuff too fast. My guy is cold, but he'll be alright. He can manage. And now we can officially fish. I got fishing tackle, so that'll be the next thing once I get warm again.
Can't feel my feet.
Oh, I left that other spot at a good time. I think that's a warthog right there.
Just a little way down.
Now that's luck. That's luck. just dodged that bullet. And the wolf is like right in front of where I was just at. That's crazy. Complete luck on my part. I'll take that though. Especially since I don't have any bullets for this gun that I have in the game, so. I think on this save, I think I probably fought off maybe 2 or 3 wolves, I want to say. Aw, spoke too soon. Here's another one. Let's see if I can scare him off. Okay, so I just got attacked by the wolf. Gotta do first aid. Again, that's the one thing I do have. In some of my previous expeditions, I did actually find a lot of like medical equipment, so I have like first aid kits, alcohol, stuff like that. So you see, I was just able to treat those wounds pretty quickly, pretty easily. So that's good. But yeah, I just got attacked by wolves. Alright, I'm freezing to death. Time to go inside.
I can still eat this.
And we've officially found food.
Can't have too much water. Is it food or... Hope I can still eat this. Hope nobody needs this anymore. What have we here? Could end up being useful.
I officially found the mother lode in this small little house, and I wouldn't have expected it. Again, it doesn't look like anything impressive. It doesn't look like it's like Fort Knox in here. And I came in here and found a bunch of food. I got more drinkable water from the toilet upstairs. So this has been very, almost like a perfectly
Now we're
lantern
cooking with
fuel.
gas.
I mean, I found so much useful stuff in here. I mean, it's unbelievable. Again, that's how it is in this game. You'll go 3 or 4 or 5. You'll go a week in game and won't find anything. No shelter, no food. You'll run into wolves and bears and get attacked and have to heal yourself. And then just randomly one day you just come across the mother lode. Food, shelter, water.
Use this. This'll come in handy. Should be good. Hope I can still eat this. I think I can use this. Hope nobody needs this anymore. That'll come in handy. Use this.